locker room, like, they're fouls. Like, we are fouling, and they're going to call it. So we need to stop fouling. And we foul with 5 seconds left on the shot clock. We foul when somebody gets in their motion. Like, we got to stop doing that. Like, they're fouls.
Did you see the wild reaction? Stay with me, family. Every once in a while, a single play happens on a WNBA floor that is so visually staggering, it completely transcends the box score. It stops the entire arena in its tracks, forces the commentators to lose their breath, and leaves the league's brightest superstars looking completely shell-shocked.
Leah Boston and the leadership.
Well, this is fighting for position, but, I mean, Caitlin Clark issued a technical foul. You can hear the crowd react.
And Clark is perplexed.
The absolute monster of a chase-down block pinned the basketball directly against the glass, triggering a viral, hands-on-head, completely wild reaction from Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham that has captured the attention of the basketball world. The pure, unfiltered shock captured on the broadcast cameras tells you everything you need to know about the incredible environment developing in Indiana. Welcome back to Catch a Dime. Tonight, we are peeling back the tape on one of the most viral defensive sequences of the entire season. We are diving deep into the film study to analyze the mechanics of this unbelievable rejection. If you love deep dive basketball breakdowns, do not move an inch. Smash that subscribe button right now and let's roll the tape. The anatomy of a viral defensive masterpiece. To truly understand why Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham had such a completely wild reaction, you have to break down the sheer difficulty and spatial dynamics of the play itself. Transition defense is one of the hardest things to master in modern basketball, especially when an offensive player gets a clean step and thinks they have a completely unobstructed path to an easy layup. Look at the film breakdown right here. The offense pushes the pace off a live ball turnover, spacing out the floor to prevent help side containment. As the ball handler attacks the rim, they gather their steps, completely unaware of the absolute train tracking them down from the perimeter. Watch the closing speed of the defender trailing the play. This isn't just standard hustle. This is an elite display of defensive tracking. The defender doesn't commit an early foul, they don't swipe wildly at the waist, and they don't compromise their verticality. They wait for the absolute peak of the offensive release, explode off the hardwood, completely smother the ball against the glass. It was a clean, authoritative, stone-cold statement of rim protection. The sheer force of the rejection sent a massive shockwave straight through the arena, and the immediate visual of the basketball bouncing away completely flipped the energy inside the entire building. The moment, the jaws dropped. And that brings us to the real star of the show, the absolute goldmine of a reaction from the Fever's premier perimeter duo. Basketball is a game of intense emotion, but still at a spectacular play is what makes sports so beautiful. Look at the camera angle right here. The moment the ball hits the glass, Caitlin Clark completely stops running. She turns around to the official, looks back at the rim, and her face says it all. She is an absolute student of the game who respects elite hoops wherever she sees it, and she looked like a fan sitting in the front row. And then you look over at Sophie Cunningham. Sophie is the emotional barometer of this entire roster. She brings the grit, the trash talk, and the heavy intensity to every single possession. But even Sophie had no choice but to completely surrender to the magic of the moment. She stood completely glued to her spot on the perimeter, staring up at the giant video board to catch the replay. Shows you the sheer level of talent operating in the WNBA right now. They weren't hiding their expressions. They weren't trying to act cool or unfazed. They were completely, totally, and beautifully unfiltered. How elite defense unlocks the transition engine voiceover. Host. While a spectacular block makes for an incredible viral highlight reel and a great post-game media conversation, the tactical reality behind these plays is what is truly driving Indiana's steady climb up the standings. Head coach Stephanie White has continuously preached a very specific philosophy. Elite defense must act as the primary catalyst for explosive offense.
No speed, quickness, balance, or rhythm was thrown off.
Well, Raven Johnson's going a little too early here. Shot clock is turned off. Finds Cunningham. Her three is good. But
Look at the structural sequence on the court right here. The moment a shot is contested, the transition engine is officially activated. Because Caitlin Clark possesses some of the most advanced floor vision and transition pacing the game has ever seen, a defensive stop is essentially a green light for an immediate fast break opportunity. Watch how fast the floor stretches out. The second the ball changes possession, Kelsey Mitchell is already sprinting out to the opposite corner. Forcing the retreat defense to backpedal frantically. And look at Sophie Cunningham. Sophie has perfected the art of the trailing three-pointer. She doesn't crowd the paint. She lags behind the initial wave of the break, finding a pocket of completely dead space right at the top of the key. The moment Caitlin draws the eyes of the interior defenders, she drops a beautiful pocket pass right into Sophie's shooting window. Splash! This is where the Fever are at their absolute most dangerous. When they are getting stops, protecting the rim, and turning defensive highlights into immediate transition offense, they become almost impossible to game plan against. The blueprint for the upcoming battle. The ultimate takeaway from this viral defensive moment is that the Indiana Fever are playing with an immense level of confidence, unity, and shared joy that is completely transforming their season. They aren't just adjusting to the speed of the professional game anymore.
No speed, quickness, balance, or rhythm was thrown off.
Well, Raven Johnson's going a little too early here. Shot clock is turned off. Finds Cunningham. Her three is good.
They are actively dictating the terms of engagement on both ends of the floor. As they prepare for a massive, high-stakes battle against a dangerous Atlanta Dream squad, keeping that exact same defensive intensity and unselfish chemistry is going to be the absolute key to victory. If you try to challenge them at the rim, they will make you pay with authoritative rejections. If you sell out to stop the fast break, they will slice you to pieces with half-court execution and lethal perimeter spacing. The pieces are officially falling into place, the strategy is elite, and the vibes inside that building are absolutely immaculate. But I want to pass the rock to the absolute realist basketball fans in the comment section below. What was your initial reaction when you saw that spectacular block live on the broadcast? Do you think this team's incredible on-court chemistry is officially ready to carry them deep into a deep postseason run? Sound off with your thoughts below. Let's get a massive basketball conversation going. Make sure to check out the next tactical film study appearing on your screen right now, and we will see you next time on Catch a Dime. Drop a dime, get a bucket. Peace.